touching, ground down into all four corners of the feet. Bring the weight back towards the heels and start to bring the breath up towards the diaphragm, letting your ribs and chest expand as you inhale. And let the outer body soften as you exhale. Find your gazing point. Breathe here, drawing that breath up, lengthening as you inhale, softening as you exhale. Start to really expand the ribs with the breath, creating more space to take deeper breaths. And ground down into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms down. Can move the head. Inhale up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale up. Exhale, arms down. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms down. Let's add on. Inhale, reach up. Bring the hands down through center. Exhale, fold. Getting a little more creative. Inhale, halfway up, monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, fold. Ground down into the feet. Inhale, rise up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Keep the hands here, weight back towards the heels, gently lift the quads. Come back to your breath. Notice how you feel after that, just that little bit of movement. And start to bring your attention to the pelvis. Okay, so the center of the pelvis is where the second chakra is. And whenever we can loosen up and open up our second chakra, so get the energy flowing, if there's anything stuck, we're getting that moving, stimulating that area through movement. Then we'll be able to get more in touch with our creativity. So just focusing on that area in the center of the pelvis. And bring your hands to your waist and then start doing some circles here. So it might feel a little bit awkward since our feet are together. Just bend the knees as needed. Try not to fall. Go ahead and bend the knees, kind of like you're hula hooping a little bit, and go the other way. So getting movement there in the hips and the pelvis. And one more in this direction. It's all right. Nobody's probably watching you. It's all right. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. And now just bring the hips from side to side. We'll do something kind of like this in our downward facing dog too. And then some circles. So try to really isolate the hips. Again, this is kind of like you're hula hooping, kind of in slow motion, and go the other way. I should have thought about that. I should have had everybody get hula hoops. That would have been fun. All right, you can come back to neutral. Bring your feet back together. Big toes touching. Let's start to get into the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Think how you can be creative today on your mat. Inhale, halfway up, monkey pose. Exhale, bend the knees, step back to plank. We'll take it down a notch, slow down the vinyasas. Inhale, push forward. Knees can come down. Exhale, lower down. Uncurl the toes, push into the toenails. Inhale, chest forward and up, pushing into the knuckles. Exhale, down. Let's do that again because this really stabilizes the hips. Inhale, chest forward and up, pushing into the knuckles. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale. And exhale, curl the toes under, draw the shoulders back. Inhale, push to the knees or straight to plank. Exhale, hips up and back into our first downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders away from each other, roll the forearms in. So I'll show you from the front so you can see. So instead of letting the upper arms roll in, roll those away from each other, straighten the arms and roll the forearms in to keep the knuckles heavy. Okay, don't put all the weight into the hands. So really make sure you're wrapping the shoulders, okay? And then rolling the forearms in case you couldn't see my hands. Just push those knuckles down, away, towards each other, okay? And walk the dog, bending and straightening. getting into the legs. Bring the feet as wide as the mat and shift the hips here. So here, get into the hips. I've heard this one called Elvis pelvis before. Whatever helps you visualize it and feel it more, I guess. All right, and then start to walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Squeeze the legs together. Look out first. Inhale, come up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath. Okay, let's do figure 4 chair. So have a strong base in the left foot, bend the left knee, cross the right leg over, and then sink the hips back. So you need the standing knee to be bent, but make sure that the knee's not jutting forward. Bring it back a little bit, keeping this foot flexed, knees pushing away from you, hips are square. So don't let this left hip come in like this. Keep pushing it back, lengthening the chest, lengthening the spine, reaching the chest up. Really trying to feel a stretch in that lifted leg. If you fall out of it, it's okay. Come back to it and come up and release. If you fall out of it, try to fall out of it creatively. All right, strong base in the right foot, spread the toes apart, cross the left leg over, and then push that knee away from you. Woo. And then as you bend down, push your hips back. You can do prayer, find your gazing point, somewhere to stare to help you focus and balance. It's also called your drishti. And if you're doing your yoga on carpet, on a mat, on a carpet, it's a little bit harder to balance. No excuses, I'm just saying, if you fall out of it, it's all right. You really don't have to have any judgment about it. And come up and release. Just like doing it on a regular like wooden floor, you'll get better as well on carpet. All right, another sun salutation. Just doing a couple, it's a simple flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. I want to get you too sweaty in this one. Inhale, halfway. Just release some stress. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, push forward. Knees can come down. Exhale, lower down. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up. Exhale, down. Curl the toes under. Inhale, push to the knees. Exhale, hips up and back. Okay, so roll the shoulders away from each other. Roll the forearms in. Sending the hips up and back. Finding length in the side body. And breathe in and out through the nose. Really focus on the breath. Get connected to the breath. And bring your attention back to the second chakra, to that space where our creativity resides. And then walk the feet forward. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Breathe here. Okay, now ground down into the left foot, bend the right leg. Now, if you can grab the pants, do that. That would be fine, or if you have a strap or whatever you use instead of a yoga strap, or stand by a wall to help you balance. If you can grab the toes, do that, ankle. And then if you can grab the ankle, flex the foot. So we want to feel a stretch in the right leg, in the quad, and maybe into the hip flexor, and even up to in the front side of the body, of the belly. Maybe grab with both hands. And release. Walk it out. Other side. So strong base in the right foot. Find your gazing point. Grab what you can. And if you have to bring the knees apart to grab the foot, that's fine. Then just lengthen the tailbone and draw the knees back towards each other. What I mean by lengthen the tailbone is just don't let the booty stick out. We don't want to tuck it like under. We just want to lengthen the tailbone down towards the ground. And breathe here. If you don't feel a sensation, lengthen the tailbone more. Point that knee down more. Keep breathing. And release. Walk it out. Okay. Take a wide stance. Hands to the waist, turn your right foot out, have the right heel in line with the arch of the back foot, back toes turn in slightly, bend the right knee, warrior two. So keep that right knee pointing straight and then start to open your hip as far as you can go without letting that knee come in. Keep that knee stable. Okay, arms up, relax the shoulders, gaze through the outside edge of the right fingertips and push into the outside edge of the back foot. And breathe here, drawing the breath up, letting your ribs and chest expand. Slowly straighten the leg, don't hyperextend. So hyperextending means like don't lock it back. Okay, so just very gently squeeze that quad. It shouldn't look bent, but it might feel bent. So arms are up, inhale, reach the chest up, exhale, reach out and bring the right hand down, left arm can go straight up. Now if you're only going like here, maybe you'll just keep that top hand at the waist. Otherwise, palm will be facing me. You can look down or sideways or eventually up. Try to have the side nice and straight. You can always take a video of yourself doing your practice and then doing these poses and watch later. And inhale, come up. Exhale, let the arms float down. Turn the right foot in, left foot out. Now left heel in line with the arch of the back foot. Turn the back toes in slightly, bend the knee. Hips are square, so we don't want the back hip way higher than the other. Try to get them pretty even. Lengthen the tailbone. Knee stays right on top of the ankle and then open that back hip just as far as you can go, keeping the knee stable, starting to open up that pelvis. Arms up, gazing out through the left middle finger. Push into the outside edge of the back foot to lift the inner arch. Now, if this is just way too many alignment tips, you just take what you can, and then eventually they'll all start to sink in, okay? Don't get stressed out about it. And breathe. And let your face relax, your jaw. And on your inhale, slowly straighten the leg, but don't lock it. Exhale, reach out, bring the left hand down. Right arm can go straight up, shoulders away from the ears. And breathe. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let the hands float down and turn both of the toes out and we'll do goddess pose. I know you'll love this one. Inhale, lift the chest and then exhale, start to bend down, keeping the knees back, lengthen the tailbone. Breathe here, drawing the breath up, expanding and lengthening the spine as you inhale, outer body softens as you exhale. Smile just a little bit, go a little bit deeper. Let's hold it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly straighten the legs, turn the toes in, and then exhale, fold. Let the head hang loose. Push into the outside edges of the feet to lift the inner arches and breathe here. Making sure not to hyperextend the knees. Okay, and then turn the right foot out and let's walk the hands over to the right knee and just push that knee away. And walk over to the other side and pushing that knee away, pushing this other hip back, opening the pelvis again. Again, back to the first side and to the second side. And come back to center, let the head hang. Inhale, come halfway up. And then exhale, start to heel toe the feet towards each other, bend the knees, lifting the heels, and slowly come down to a squat, malasana. Lengthen the spine, breathe. And then you can bring the hands down, walk the hands out, coming to the hands and knees and swing the feet around. Alternatively, you could just sit back, but just in case you have any knee issues or anything, it might be a little better to do that. All right, so coming to seated, bringing the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones so that the tailbone's not tucking under. Feel free to sit on something to start tipping the pelvis. On your inhale, lengthen the spine, and on your exhale, tilt the pelvis forward. You can push the knees down slightly. On your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt. Keep the spine as straight as you can comfortably without feeling like being rigid. You don't want to be straining the muscles in your back. Tuck your chin slightly to lengthen the neck. Breathe here. And slowly come up. All right, now we'll move into pigeon pose from here. Okay, so we're trying to stimulate our creativity, so that might mean moving in and out of the poses differently. That's one of the ways we can be creative on our mat. Okay, so we'll come to the right side. The knee's already bent. So then I'll start to bring the left knee back, hands on either side of this right knee, and then start to square the hips, bring the right knee over to the right. Foot can walk towards the left wrist, or you can walk the back foot back to get a little bit more deep into the pose. You just want to make sure your hips are square in this pose. You're not sitting off to the side. This foot, it can be a little closer to the body if you need it to be, but you don't want to be sitting on the knee like this. That would be a different pose. I've never seen that pose before, but it wouldn't be pigeon. Okay, so if you feel comfortable here, you could start to come down, and if you're lifted up pretty high, feel free to put something under your glute. This is a nice forward fold. It's pretty calming since it is a forward fold as long as you're comfortable. So make sure you're comfortable. And then we'll slowly start to come up. Bring the hands on either side of the knee. And then slowly sit back. Bring the legs back to Baddha Konasana. Take a couple breaths here. Not doing a forward fold. All right, and then we'll start to shift to the left leg. So start to bring the right leg back. Move slow, no rush. Bring the left knee over to the left. Foot can be over towards the right. Lengthen the spine. Make sure that the back leg is parallel to the long edge of the mat. Lengthen the spine, and then you can start to come down, breathing here, keeping the hips square. If you can rest your forehead on something, that would be great, but only if it feels comfortable for you. You might be able to ease a little bit further into the pose as you stay in it longer. But don't feel like you have to, only if your muscles start to release and relax a little bit. And slowly make your way up. Hands on either side of the left knee. Slowly sit back. Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward. You could push the knees down. And then rise up. Extend the legs out in front of you and point and flex the feet. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, tilt the pelvis, leaning forward. Okay, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt. Feel free to bend the knees so that you can tilt the pelvis a little bit more. Gently squeeze the shoulders back, lengthening the front of the spine. And rise up and cross your legs. You can put your non-dominant leg in front. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. Let the palms be open. Close your eyes and notice how you feel. Notice how you're breathing. Notice how your body's feeling. Your mind, your emotions. Let your face relax, your forehead, your jaw. Start to bring your attention down to the center of the pelvis. And visualize a light glowing, and it's warm. As it inhales, it gets a little bit bigger, and as you exhale, it gets smaller. As you inhale, bigger. Exhale, smaller, clearing any energetic blocks, if that resonates with you. If not, just visualize that warm, healing light. And letting your exhales get longer and longer. And start to think of how you can be more creative off of your mat in your life. What areas of your life do you need to be more creative in? So in relationships or business, with your children. Maybe it is with art or music. Your yoga practice, creativity, and time management. Maybe with food, healthy eating. And circle your hands together in front of your heart into prayer. We'll close our time together with 1 Om. If you have 5 or 10 more minutes, please feel free to lay down on your mat for Shavasana. That would be a great way to end this practice. 1 Om. Take a deep breath in. The energy within me acknowledges the energy within you, and I thank you all so much for letting me guide you through your practice today. Namaste.